which way to fix it. We're live. Hello, everyone. Open Books, Open Minds Club. Brenny and Angeline here today. This is the book we are discussing, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. If you're just joining us for the first time, please, guys, join our Facebook group. What we're doing is we have some women that are reading the chapters one at a time, and we've created a journal, which I personally am using as having fantastic results with. So we are on chapter 4 right now. All of these chapters, the audio is found on iTunes. You can just search for Open Books, Open Minds, and you can listen to that and do the journal. So our reader today for chapter 4 is Angeline. Woo-hoo! And we are discussing overcoming time. This is like I say every chapter is my favorite. One of my favorite chapters. Guys, please share this out with anybody you know that can use a little help right now. It's about rewiring yourself. And Angeline and I were talking before we get into the chapter a little bit about this. I know you can't believe we're in our 50s, but we are. And by that age, you've wired into some thoughts, some beliefs, which are emotions. And that's really what this is about, is helping you rewire things that aren't benefiting you, things that aren't true. And we're doing it one chapter at a time. So Angeline, take it away. Let's talk a little bit about your chapter, and then we're going to go through some of the questions that will be in the journal as soon as it gets uploaded.
Okay. Can everyone hear me?
I hear you fine. Let me look here, and I'll let you know if somebody says something different.
Okay. All right, good. All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome. And yes, I am the reader today, so of Overcoming Time. So this chapter really, really hit home with me. Talking about memorized emotions. Your thought becomes the memory, which becomes the emotion. And, I think my biggest takeaway on that one is that our emotions control our mind. I think that was my biggest takeaway. It's sort of like a chemical reaction in the brain, about something that happened in the past.
Well, let's tell a story. So everybody has somebody that irritates them. This is a really easy one to talk about. Okay. So I have a thought and this person irritates me. I don't even need to tell the story. Everybody think of somebody right now. Okay. Because there is somebody. So now this is a memory. The more I think about it, the more I'm hardwired into it. So I think of this person. They just really irritate me. What did I just do? I created a chemical reaction. And the more you do this, your neurons get hardwired. You can go back and listen to chapter 2 and 3, 1, 2, and 3, all of them talk about this. And so then our thoughts are memory. So now we're living in the past. Every time you think about this person, they irritated you, could be 30 years ago. Boom! Chemical reaction, anger. I won't even get into the feng shui aspects of the organs and the bodies and the chakras. You can already get the picture what's going on here. And then you add this emotion to it. And what emotion is it's motion of mass. Its emotion is the feedback, what's telling you is going on. Your body has to feel it, right? Because your body's talking to your brain. Most people, the brain's talking to the body, and that's where the problems come, where it gets hardwired in and you react instead of respond. That's a Bob Proctor thing right there. Are you responding or reacting? If you're reacting, you're hardwired. So that means it's now a thought has become a memory, and that emotion now added fuel to it. So we have a memorized emotion. So you're a computer system. Your brain is a software, and you just put that computer system click into your brain. And what are we going to do? We're going to go click, I'm getting rid of it. So that's what we're talking about with memorized emotion.
And I can, relate to this because there's a couple of things I think that triggered me. Number one, flying to Minnesota next week. I mean, I was born and raised in Minnesota, in home state.
You go, girl.
But being brought up as a child, I was the oldest in the family, and my parents were very strict with me.
So how did that make you feel? Did you go into like scared or lost?
All right, that's a good question. It made me feel that I couldn't express myself. I couldn't express my true feelings. So what we talked about, like about anger, I used to have anger issues. I used to have anger, meaning that I was told not to express your anger if you're angry at someone or something. And it's healthy to be angry.
Yes.
It's
not
very
all
healthy.
the time, because then you're wired into that.
It's how you channel it.
We were talking about anger. We had a really great discussion. We should have just came live and had our discussion on. But we were talking about anger, and we both have been in a coaching program, and Asking It Is Given, which I've read the book, listened to it many times, but often you hear it when you need to hear it with the right people. And this is exactly Asking It Is Given, what they're talking about. Angelina, are you texting while we're doing a show?
No.
Anger! So in Asking It Is Given, okay, my anger was with my mom's passing and a family member, and I would get so angry, and they're like, no, that's bad. Hold it in. No, because below that was grief, and that's where I'd been struggling and staying, was in the grief. So you can't judge people, because you need to find out where they came from. If you're one step better, good for you. If you wake up sad every morning, what's the one thing you can do to try to shift that? Is it smells that trigger a good emotion? Once you realize it's triggering the bad emotion, and what is it? Now hers is coming to Minnesota because she lived here. It could be a smell, could be a song, could be you drive by a place and you see it and you're like, oh, that was my struggle because I was caregiver. So every time I drive by a place, I'm like, oh. So you have to learn, at least be aware. When you're aware that you're living in the past, because that's what you're doing. That's a chemical reaction to the past. But you can't live in the future either. Fear of my dad passing. That doesn't do any good. Then you miss the whole now part of it. So that's what this is about, is learning that you are connecting emotions to past events, and that how you're going to shift that is to be first aware of it, and then you start writing the story of the future of what you want, because your brain don't know any different. So you just feel, because we won't even get into the quantum physics. I was deep into the fractal codes last night, so we won't be going there. You guys will be going, huh?
What's that?
So let's talk a little bit more about states of being and how states of being occur. And I think there's some good stuff in the book about
yes.
Page 90 has some good information on the creating different states of being. It talks about your experiences, so that's your past, and that's what we're talking about, how you get emotionally connected, chemically reaction to the past. So a mood is how many hours or days, right? Like somebody's in a bad mood. Well, they're not always in a bad mood. Maybe they're just in a bad mood because they kept taking taxis around Heathrow and couldn't get on an airplane for 3.5 hours. Maybe that was I don't know. But then if it continues on, then it becomes a temperament. If it's weeks or months that you hold this, you're starting to get more hardwired into it. The pathway is getting deeper. The grooves on the record is getting deeper and deeper. But if you do this for years, that's what we're talking about, somebody who holds a grudge. It's okay. Life ain't fair. Get mad. That's what I'm saying. You're supposed to get mad and release it. We're not all little buttercups who are meant to just sit there quietly, because guess what the world is? It's energy, and you have to move energy. So that's one way of doing it. You release it. Even God does it. What do you think thunder is? Boom! It's releasing of energy. So in the journal, what you want to do is write down how you feel. And you want to write down how long you've been feeling this way. And then you want to think about, have those feelings been helping you or hurting you? Because that's what it's all about, is living life to the fullest every minute. That's what you're here for, to experience life and to grow and ascend. And challenges help you ascend, because friction, it tells you you're on the wrong path. So if you got a lot of friction going on, good. You're aware that there's some stuff you need to do. Like clean, people. Get organized. I've been releasing clutter like crazy. It's really good. But
That's important.
It is.
Absolutely. For me, yeah.
Your
to release the clutter.
Well, the past. So when you get divorced from your husband, are you posting your wedding picture at the foot of your bed so you can look at that every day you wake up? No. Or shredding party? Yes. This is how we declutter in my classes, people. So just look around you. Your space reflects your life. If it's cluttered, your mind is cluttered. And it's okay. It's okay. I have a lot of my mom's things I haven't been able to let go of yet. It's okay. But you can't live there for years. You don't want to keep things, because then that's the energy. Okay. That's what we're talking about here. So living in the past, is creating your future. So let's talk a little bit about that. So now we know how it works, and we're angry at this person. How are we going to get rid of that anger, Angeline? This is your chapter.
Oh boy, yeah. I think what you need to do, that what I've done that's helped me, is channel your anger to constructive use. And also, if you're grieving about someone, or someone who you've lost, just grieve. Let it pass through let it not, you have to go through the grief. So in other words, okay, speaking for myself, when I lost my mom, it'll be 3 years in February. When I first lost my mom, I cried. I would have crying spells. I don't know about you, but I would have crying spells. Like, I would be like, forget it, and then the next minute I would be fine. Or if I saw someone in a grocery store or in like a coffee shop and she reminded me of my mom, after that, and then I would have a conversation with them, and then when they would leave. I remember one time, oh my goodness, what to talk about a trigger. I was driving down the road, I started crying. I just was crying. Good thing I wasn't in a car accident.
I've been there. Lucky the deer didn't jump in front of me.
Oh, yeah. But seriously, my eyes welled up. I mean, it was just like, she reminded me of my mom, And at the end, my mom and I became best friends. See, at the end of her life, she unfortunately died of cancer. But at the end of her life, we became best friends.
See, and that's maybe one reason you're here, you're a reader, you're in the book club, you show, and you're active, because every disease is dis-ease. It means you're out of alignment in your body energetically. Whichever chakra is blocked, whichever emotional, mental, physical, whatever, it is blocking the energy, and that's what creates disease. Yes, you can heal yourself. Stories after stories after stories. And if you want to get into quantum physics, that's a whole nother show that I can be showing you some stuff, because that's what I like. But we're here to try to keep things simple. We realize this book in the beginning can be a little bit of a challenge. That's why we chose to read one chapter at a time and put a journal with it, so you can write out, because there is a higher self, heart, hand connection that's going to help you. And you may look back and go, I don't remember writing that. That's okay. But it's going to help you create a plan to be aware. Awareness is the key. Once you're first aware you're angry and why you're angry, then every time it pops up, it's like, that's the past. I ain't living there. It's okay to get mad, but like go do some kickboxing or running or, physical activity, sledding, kayaking. I love sports, obviously.
I love kayaking. I love kickboxing. So
it's great. It releases that stress. And that's hanging out in groups. Get a mentor and a mastermind, because I can tell you the one thing everybody needs. Everybody goes in waves like this, guys, because that's the universe. It's just, are your waves like this? Really high and really low. You don't want that. That's why you need to have a mentor. You need to have somebody you can call, a group that you can get together. And it's not a pity party. It is an awareness party to help you be positive and get back on track. Because this will run you into the ground, into the rabbit hole if you let it. And by having support, that's why we're doing this. They're like, oh, you can get it on Audible. Yeah, then people have to pay. And we want to help people. It's not about the money. It's about helping the people. And I'm doing this. I've had many adversities. I'm doing this as we go through it. I'm journaling and calling Angeline. She's somebody that I work with.
I love our book club. There's so much support, and I love working with the women. We're just,
it's for everybody, men and women, but it's to come from the divine feminine energy. If you read what it says a group of women light leaders join together to help others. If you want to be part of a movement to be creative and play in cooperation, not competition, then listen to the chapters, show up on Fridays for our live conversation. And when we get more and more people that show up and want to participate, we can go afterwards and do Zoom calls and work with you that way. We are helping ourselves so that we can help you, because that's what my belief is when I love myself and I'm at the best me, that's how we heal the planet and all get together. So we're not competitive. We don't say so-and-so's the best reader. We all have our own little personality and our own little slang.
Right. We all have our own, like you said, we have our own personalities, and that's what makes us great.
Yeah, because the world is a melting pot of people. So guys, that was chapter 4, and Alina will be reading chapter 5 next week. Let's take a look at what we have to look forward to.
Survival versus creation.
Ooh. Yes, boy, I'm going to love that chapter. Why? Number 1, it's the end of part 1, and I can't wait to get into your brain and meditation in part 2. But are you surviving in this world? Because creation is the ultimate universal gift. When you're creative, you're in the flow. When you're doing what you love, you're in the flow. When you just check out and you don't even realize there's time that man created, you're in the flow and you're on the grid. And that's going to be a really fun one, because my podcast is about thriving in this world of energy, not just surviving. So we will be back next week, guys. Please, we would love you to do a review for us. We are on iTunes, and give us a 5-star review. Message us. We're here to help you. Show up on our page, ask questions. If you allow StreamYard here, we can respond to your comments, and they will. Oh, there's Vincent.
Yes. Hi, Vincent.
Guys, I get sidetracked because when there's only one host, and right now that's just the way it is. So when you're hosting, you forget to look to the side and see the bright. There's a comment.
Yeah.
So Angeline said hello to everyone, and thanks for joining us. And then Vincent, thank you so much for showing up and listening to this. It is for everyone. It's just a group of women light leaders that chose to come together. And who knows what book we'll be reading next. But this is the one to help you into 2020 and to finish it off strong and confident, so you don't go, oh, another year of losing weight and making lots of money.
We have to have a specific plan in place.
So everybody have a blessed day. Go do something nice for somebody else and just be grateful. And we will see you next Friday on the show. Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for joining us.